It hasn't been raining much over the past few days, yet Belama Phase 3 is once again under several feet of water. For motorists, traversing this stretch of Apollo Street is a formidable task. When it gets like this, most pedestrians who live in the far reaches of the neighborhood don't even consider walking along the sunken carriageway.
I drove through the Belama area this morning and I saw, without rain, because normally when it rains we know automatically we have water level coming up. But this morning we have the area flooded. And so I was wondering where the water is coming from.
This section of the expanded community is adjacent to Hullover Creek. It is also very close to the Caribbean Sea. Residents say that flooding is caused by the ebb and flow of water due to the cyclic rise and fall of the nearby sea.
I live up here for like over 12 years or so. And growing up from up here, the same thing, nothing changed. The only thing changed is the pavement on the street down here, but besides that, nothing else.
This is Rose Bodden's property on Superintendent Arthur's Street. She was the first to develop this area of Belama many years ago. 200 loads of material later, the retired educator is still dumping and filling the submerged area below her house. The foundation below the concrete structure is compromised and, despite previous attempts to pump out the water, Bodden has resorted to packing the cavity with clay.
I am trying to get the down part downstairs of my house to be filled, and I'm having a problem with that. What happened, we dumped the sand over here, and then a person I get to go into the basement to fill it. But apart from that, every morning when we get up, we have to go into this water. Plus I have my 2 grandchildren, they have to be walking in the water and take them to school. But the big problem here is that when it rains, back here gets flooded. And now when 2 high tide meets, the water flows into the other one, and so sometimes the water is 2 or 3 feet.
According to Albert Vaughan, the municipal and central governments have worked together in the past to address the situation. He is a resident, a city councillor, as well as the People's United Party chairperson for the Freetown constituency. Over the years, loads of money and tons of material have been dumped here to no avail.
A lot of monies have been invested in trying to rectify this issue of the low-lying areas within Belama Phase 3. None has proven worthwhile at this point. What else can be done?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because then we have to go back to the flood mitigation project. That's what the project was about, to get the water out of Belama Phase 3. That hasn't worked. You are right, they say the council has put in a lot of money. Even the Ministry of Infrastructure Development have helped us raise that street, and it keeps sinking.
And so are many properties within the vicinity, including Bodden's. She says that numerous efforts have been made to contact the area representative. Those calls have reportedly fallen on deaf ears.
Whenever it gets low, I would call and ask for help, but nobody assists me. My area representative, Mr. Albert Vaughan, who is in this area to check, they said after the 21st, I waited, I stayed text. Nobody come to assist me, and I'm getting tired, because if you don't pay your property tax, they want to take you to court, you have to be paying, and nobody here to assist us.
Beyond the structural and transportation issues, overflow of water also poses serious health concerns, particularly for residents who have no other means of getting in and out of their homes.
Don't really something we're good for walk through the water, because the water makes it septic and everything, the urine waste and that cause infection, cause sickness, and again between our cars.
Councillor Vaughan says that perhaps it's time for engineers at the Ministry of Infrastructure Development and Housing to step in and lend their expertise to address the perennial issue of flooding in Belama Phase 3.
They will have to find a way for people to get in and get out beside using Apollo Street. Maybe we have to go back to the IDB project where they were building that bridge from Albert Hoy Street to Green Street. Or maybe we need to find some kind of entrance off of the Philip Golson Highway to Belama, but it's terrible, and it's a lot of money. I know the city council has put almost $2 million already on that street alone. So yeah, it's something for the people, big TikTokers to come in now and figure out how we could get that area solved.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.